Take a moment for yourself. Get close with the lights down low. You and I and no one else. I get the feeling that I wanna explode. Baby, you got my attention, tension, burning fever. Take me to another dimension tonight. Do not apply. Can't stop this feeling, baby. Hold me, you can make me come alive. When we're crushing, it's a passion. Boy, you got my heart overdrive. Can't stop this feeling, baby. Hold me, you can make me come alive. When we're crushing, it's a passion. Boy, you got my heart overdrive. This is where I wanna be. Hands up, feel the bass in my heart. Give me faith and I will lead. I take the risk cause you're never too far. Right now I'm drowning in emotion. Caution flies right out the door. Baby, you're pushing this devotion. I can only ask for more. Can't stop this feeling, baby. Hold me, you can make me come alive. When we're crushing, it's a passion. Boy, you got my heart overdrive. When my head is spinning, all eyes to the ceiling, I begin to come alive. When we're crushing, it's a passion. Boy, you got my heart overdrive. Hollywood's bleeding, vampires feeding, darkness turns to dust. Everyone's gone, but no one's leaving, nobody left but us. Trying to chase a feeling, but we'll never feel it. Riding on the last train home. Dying in our sleep, we're living out a dream. We only make it out alone. I just keep on hoping that you call me. You say you wanna see me, but you can't right now. You never took the time to get to know me. We're scared of losing something that we never found. We're running out of reasons, but we can't let go. Yeah, Hollywood is bleeding, but we call it home. Outside, the winter sky turning gray. City up in smoke, it's only ice when it rains. I let the morning go to sleep in the day. Left for everybody to the judgment of it. In the morning, blocking out the sun with the shade. She gotta check her pulse to tell herself that she okay. It seems like dying young is an honor, but who'll be at my funeral? I wonder. I call out the other eyes on me. I show out, do you like what you see? And now they closing in on me. Let them shove it on their teeth. This is what I can handle. Blood in my hand. Wish I could go on. I'm losing hope. I light a candle. Some Palo Santos for all these demons. Wish I could just go on.
Pleasant good evening, everyone. Jeff Viva, Sports Information Director at Calvin University, here and set to bring you this huge non-conference men's soccer match between the Battling Bishops of Ohio Wesleyan University and the Knights of Calvin University. This one of the longest-standing rivalries in the Great Lakes region and of Division III soccer, for that matter. And it pits a pair of nationally ranked teams going head to head. Kelvin comes in ranked third in the United Soccer Coaches Division III Top 25 poll, while the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops are ranked 13th. I would say if you look at Kelvin's soccer history, there are probably, and I think you can make a pretty good case that Kelvin has three long-standing rivalries in its rich tradition. And of course, we'll get into the rich tradition of Ohio Wesleyan here in just a moment. I would say first and foremost, the biggest rivalry, of course, for Kelvin in any sport is its rivalry against Hope College. Obviously, an MIAA foe, sister institution, and there's not a whole lot more that needs to be said about the rivalry. But then when you look into the non-conference history in men's soccer in particular, you'd have to look at, well, Kelvin and Wheaton, of which Kelvin head coach Ryan Souders has been a part of both. He was a player for Wheaton and played against Kelvin. And, of course, now he's the head coach in his 10th year at the helm of the Kelvin men's soccer program. So he knows both ends of that Kelvin-Wheaton soccer rivalry. But last and not least is this Kelvin Ohio Wesleyan men's soccer rivalry. And what a rivalry it has been over the years. There's been some tremendous games played down through the years that have gone back and forth. In fact, one took place in the 2011 national title game. Ohio Wesleyan won that game 2-1. Their second national title under their head coach, their longtime and Hall of Fame coach Jay Martin, who has been at the helm of the Battling Bishop program since 1977. 723 victories to his credit coming into this season, more victories than any other NCAA coach. He has just done a tremendous job, won a national title as well in 1998, so 2 national titles to his credit, and a number of advancements to the Final Four. Kelvin, of course, has gone to the Final Four, national title game a number of times, 4 appearances in the national title game, and 6 in the Final Four total. Just getting back to this Kelvin-Ohio Wesleyan rivalry, thinking back to the first weekend ever in this press box that we sit in, high atop Zeitema Field. Kelvin won that game 2-1 in overtime. It was a golden goal by Stephen Hooker, who's now a volunteer assistant coach with this Kelvin men's soccer program. And then they ended up playing again later that year in the NCAA tournament. It went to penalty kicks after a 1-1 draw through overtime, and Ohio Wesleyan went on to win it in penalty kicks. That was the second round of the NCAA tournament back in 2014, and the Battling Bishops went all the way to the Final Four that year. I can think back to 2005 in the NCAA tournament, a game played down at Roy Reich Field or Roy Reich Stadium where Ohio Wesleyan plays, and Kelvin stunning, I believe it was a number 2 or number 3 ranked Ohio Wesleyan team 2-1. Ohio Wesleyan scored a first half goal, and then Kelvin's Kurt Visker, the All-American defender, center back, scoring 2 second half goals, including the winner from about 35 yards out from along the right wing, and that stunned Ohio Wesleyan 2-1. The last meeting between these two teams came back in 2019, right here at Zeitema Field, and Ohio Wesleyan won that one 2-1, a familiar score. It was an overtime contest. Kelvin came back to tie it late in regulation, and then Ohio Northern in the final minute of the first overtime session, the 100th minute to be exact, I think there was about 20 seconds left, ended up scoring off a corner kick to win it 2-1. Well, we've got the march out to the center circle, so we'll turn it over to our public address man for the lineups and our national anthem, and then we'll get this broadcast underway.
Tonight's starting lineup, starting with Ohio Wesleyan. In goal, a sophomore from Marysville, Ohio, 00s, Mason Taylor. A freshman from Dublin, Ohio, number 5, Brady West. A junior from Blacklick, Ohio, number 6, Mikey Crockwell. A sophomore from Powell, Ohio, number 7, Jagger Brooker. A junior from Columbus, Ohio, number 8, Christian Gomez. A junior from Pickerton, Ohio, number 9, Will Haar. A senior from Columbus, Ohio, number 10, Hector Gomez. A sophomore from Hilliard, Ohio, number 14, Charlie Riddle. A sophomore from Guatemala City, Guatemala, number 16, Antonio Mendez. A junior from Hilliard, Ohio, number 17, Ethan Love. A junior from Bexley, Ohio, number 27, Ethan Marshall. And now for your Knights of Calvin University. In goal, number 35, Daniel Wonder. A senior back from Grand Haven, Michigan, number 2, Drew Venando. A junior back from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, number 3, Aguma Mahumaza. A sophomore forward from Lake Forest, Illinois, number 7, Oliver Akintade. A sophomore back from Hudsonville, Michigan, number 12, Evan Neuenhuis. A junior back from Naperville, Illinois, number 18, Ethan Harvey. Senior midfielder from Flint, Michigan, number 19, Mason Smith. A senior midfielder from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 22, Coleman Olery. A senior forward or back from Auckland, New Zealand, number 23, Sam Twigg. A junior back from Canton, Michigan, number 24, Alex Bowser. A midfielder from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 26, Chris Shaw. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ready to go here. This game between the Battling Bishops and the Knights of Calvin. A quick shout out to my good friend and colleague, the Hall of Fame Sports Information Director at Ohio Wesleyan University, Mark Beckenbach, who, well, he's been there much longer than I've been at Calvin, and I'm in year 28. Mark's been there since around 87, I want to say. I know he was the Sports Information Director, and he loves to bring this story up, and if I were him, I would too. He was up here in the last year that Calvin hosted the Division III Final Four in men's basketball. That was 1988, and guess who won the national title right inside the Calvin Fieldhouse? Why? That was Ohio Wesleyan University with Mr. Scott Tedder, the outstanding guard there for Ohio Wesleyan, and what a thrill that must have been for a young Mark Beckenbach back in those days, and of course for the Ohio Wesleyan nation, and no one does it better than Mark, so a shout out to him, and greetings to him. He does a great job for you guys back in Delaware, Ohio. Getting ready to go. Ohio Wesleyan will be going from right to left on your computer screen. Calvin going from left to right. The Knights have the white jerseys. Ohio Wesleyan in the red jerseys. Last night, both teams won 2-1. And they've kind of flip-flopped it's like an exchange this weekend between Kelvin and Hope. Last night, Ohio Wesleyan defeated Hope at Hope 2-1. Kelvin defeated Ohio Northern 2-1. Now Ohio Northern's at Hope tonight. Ohio Wesleyan is here this evening. Away we go. Ohio Wesleyan has the ball, and they have a lot of speed. Just giving you the scouting report. A little bit of a youthful side, says head coach Jay Martin, but they do have a lot of speed, and some of that speed is utilized in the the Gomez brothers, beg your pardon, and we saw them here just a few years ago, back in 2019, and they really control the midfield extremely well for Ohio Wesleyan. Battling Bishops with the ball right now. Kelvin at 2-0 on the year. They defeated Grace Christian close by here in the West Michigan area back on Wednesday, 10-0. And as I mentioned, beat Ohio Northern last night, 2-1. Oliver Akintate got the winning goal, a penalty kick with about 20 minutes left in regulation. Alex Bowser got Kelvin's first goal. That came in the last minute of the first half, 45th minute of the match. Ohio Northern equalized about 15 minutes into the second half. And as I mentioned, Akintate converted the spot kick with about 20 minutes left in regulation. A foul on the far side by Ohio Wesleyan. Give a free kick to the Kelvin back line. Drew Van Andel, the fifth-year senior, to take it. Actually, I think Drew is technically a graduate student right now. Kelvin now offering graduate courses, and my understanding is Drew was enrolling in a graduate program. You see some of these fifth-year graduate athletes right now, because of the whole COVID situation and getting some free years of eligibility. There's a little through ball pass played by Ohio Wesleyan. Knight's playing a bit of a high line, and the ball squirts through. Daniel Wonder, Kelvin Jr. keeper, is up with it. And he'll slowly move the ball up the field. He's in the neon jersey there. Made a fine save early in the contest last night. There's going to be a foul on Kelvin Sam Twig, who went up, extended his arm on the Ohio Wesleyan center back. I believe that was Charlie Riddle. This will be a free kick for Ohio Wesleyan, a foul for each team. Very busy weekend here at Kelvin. We'll try to, this kind of closing out the home events here on a holiday weekend. As the Knights cleared up the far side of the field, and Ohio Wesleyan will just jump on the ball. That's Riddle. Passing it up the right wing, playing it to the feet of Hector Gomez, the senior midfielder out of Columbus, Ohio. He is very dangerous. Be a throw-in for the Bishops' far side. Kelvin, of course, hosting the soccer games this weekend. Had a women's soccer game earlier this afternoon. The women of Kelvin defeated Aurora University 4-1. Kelvin just got done hosting a two-day, two-gym volleyball tournament, Kelvin Labor Day Weekend Invitational. And, of course, this morning, the annual Kelvin Night Cross Country Invitational over on the far east side. Kelvin men's and women's cross country teams both took second place behind Division II Grand Valley. Volleyball team finished 3-1 at the tournament, tied for first place in the in the tournament standings. And that kind of brings you up to speed with home events. There's Aguma Mahumaza, who's battling far side of the field, and pressing in on him is Will Haar. Goes over the end line. It'll be a corner for Ohio Wesleyan. And Gomez, Hector Gomez, over to take the ball. And it looks like he's going to take it with his left foot, so it'll be an in-swinger. Coming right up, and Wonder with a safe hand snatches it out of the air. And the Knights quickly are away. It's Chris Shaw trying to find Mason Smith and couldn't do it. And stepping in front, there's a little slide tackle, though, by Shaw. Stole it away from Brady West. West, a good-looking 6'3" freshman midfielder. He has got some size, and he's got some speed. Here is Akintate. Oh, he got his pocket picked. He tried to beat his man, and a good play by the right back, Brady West. Or beg your pardon, that is, I think that's Jeremy Rieger. who took him off the ball, and it's a good thing he did. Otherwise, Akantade was clean in on goal. Brady West will play it back to Christian Gomez, one of the Gomez brothers. Christian, a junior, and with it right now is Hector, an All-American a couple of years ago for Ohio Wesleyan. No one there. He was trying to find Jagger Brooker on the through ball pass and could not connect. Wonder goes far side of the field, and it goes off the feet of Neuenhuis, who's on the far left side. Playing left back, a spot that he stepped into last year in the starting lineup. When I say, well, it wasn't even last year, it was this year, but it was last season. Kelvin playing a MIAA spring season, won the MIAA regular season title. And there's going to be a foul on Twig, who came in from behind, and he'll get a talking to. No card, but I think the lead official said that's the last we'll have of that, or there will be a booking. That was Christian Gomez, who was taken out by Twig from behind. Hector Gomez trying to beat Neuenhuis, goes far side of the field, and that is Harvey. Will just have to head it over the end line, and it will be another corner, the second of the game for Ohio Wesleyan. Ethan Harvey, a junior out of Naperville, Illinois. Right now, Ohio Wesleyan has had the majority of the possession. 2 corner kicks now. And the Knights have tried to play on the counterattack. Looks like Jagger Brooker to take it. An in-swinger. It's on the ground, and it's cleared out by Alex Bowser. So it'll be a throw-in for Ohio Wesleyan. Now this Calvin Field, the width is the minimum width. So frequently you will have somebody who can toss it in on the throw-in just like a corner. And it looks like Brady West will lob it in, edge of the box. And Aguma Mahumaza steps up, gets a piece and a foul from behind on Brooker. Well, anytime you get the ball in the box and you go in aggressively, all it takes is one bad step. You could have a trip and you got a penalty kick. And Ohio Wesleyan being very aggressive right there. So again, it'll be Wonder to take the goal kick. About 7.5 minutes into this contest. And Wonder booms it over midfield. Twig goes up high and wins it to Akantade. Akantade being double teamed there. They are all over him, and he's fouled from behind. Assad, or Aklad Assad, comes up. That was a pretty aggressive tackle, and Ohio Wesleyan will get a talking to. And no card issued, but my guess is the next time Oliver is taken down from behind like that, you might see a card. So the talisman of these two teams, Gomez and Akantade, both showing that they are going to be marked individuals out there by the defense. Free kick by Mason Smith, bends it in, box, and it's headed out by Christian Gomez, and here comes Ohio Wesleyan. Losing the ball, Mason Smith. Quick little short pass to Shaw. Goes right through the referee's legs. Going up there is Akantade. Couldn't come down with it. Smith, little outside pass there to Ethan Harvey. Oh, and he tried to nutmeg him, did Mason Smith on the dummy play. And it actually is kicked off the feet of Ohio Wesleyan. So now the Knights trying to press in a little bit. Top of the box, and Twig is tripped down. It's going to be a foul on Will Hard. Kelvin's going to get a free kick just outside the box along the right-hand side. And it looks like Twig and Harvey and Mason Smith. No, it'll be Mason Smith, the senior out of Flint Powers Catholic High School, along with Harvey. They'll try to sync up in a tandem here. Harvey is a predominantly left-footed shot. And he takes it with the left foot, bends it in, and a header by Drew Van Andel. That was a beautiful serve by Harvey, and Van Andel forced the save by Mason Taylor, the sophomore keeper from Marysville, Ohio. And quickly the other way, on the counter. Deep into the Kelvin end, Neuenhuis went up, got a piece of that one. And Mason Smith He's got 3 men on him, finds Twig. Ohio Wesleyan defense is back in numbers. So Akantate with a little inside-outside move finds Smith. Little chip. Ooh, couldn't quite find Akantate on the through ball. Gomez being marked tightly by Neuenhuis. And it's stolen away by Kelvin. Ethan Harvey, that was Ethan Harvey. To Shaw. And that is Gomez. Boy, he just closes like a freight train. He has got a lot of speed. And he's got good size as well. You've got to have some intestinal fortitude to hold on to the ball with him bearing down from behind. Ball goes out of bounds off of Kelvin. Throwing for the Bishops. And it deflects off of Van Andel far side. Another throw-in coming up for Ohio Wesleyan. To Gomez, trying to beat a couple of defenders. Still on the ball, edge of the box. He's going to bend it in, a little chip, and it's going to be a bit wide. But now here comes Brady West pressing the attack. Will he get there? He will not. It goes out of bounds. Be a goal kick for the Knights. Glad to have you with us here tonight. A lot of action already. We're about 9 minutes in here at Zeitema Field. Two nationally ranked clubs. Two tradition-rich clubs. And a tradition-rich rivalry. Wonder booms it up right side. Harvey gets it down up toward Mason Smith. Brady West, and he gets the ball kicked out of bounds by Smith. There'll be a throw-in for the Bishops. And there's Coleman Ulrey out of Charlotte, North Carolina, who steps in, and he goes far side of the field and trying to get there. Ooh, was Akantate, couldn't quite get there in time. Neuenhuis heads it down. And we're going to have a foul on Drew Van Andel, who was a little too aggressive with Jagger Brooker. That's Gomez, Christian Gomez. Plays it to his brother Hector. Little through ball pass. Here's Brooker. Tries to turn it inside. Aguma Mahumaza sends it up, and Wonder goes up high using a 6'6" frame to snatch it out of the air as Christian Gomez was pinching in. Sam Twig has it, trying to turn. Working with Akantate, he is triple teamed. Now here's Akantate. Let's see if the Knights try to switch the fields here. Mason Smith plays it back to Coleman Ulrey, who's playing in that deep line midfield role, and Bowser gets tripped up a little bit by the old turf monster. Mahumaza lost it, and quickly the other way. Here's Brooker. Ohio Wesleyan turning it inside. Bowser back to retreat. Wilhar now through the middle, and there's one of the Gomez brothers. Christian Gomez goes down hard. They're going to call an offside on Sam Twig. Gomez was calling for a foul, did not get it. Felt that he was hauled down from behind. Free kick, Ohio Wesleyan. Christian Gomez. Now, Hector Gomez. Neuenhuis on him. Neuenhuis wins it. Ulrey. Quick little turn and touch to Smith. Outside, Harvey. Harvey left foots it through the center to Shaw. Shaw bumped off the ball and stolen away by Ethan Love, junior midfielder for Ohio Wesleyan. Here come the battling Bishops. Long ball through the middle. And they will call the offside. Yeah, he looked offside by a good 5 yards. Kelvin back line had really pulled up. Hector Gomez was racing through. Beautiful long ball, though. The far AR went up with the right flag, but had to wait a while. We get so used to watching, speaking of AR, we are so used to nowadays on TV watching VAR, video assisted referee or video assistant referee. No video replay here tonight, I can tell you that. So we are using the human eyes, the good old-fashioned way. And the Knights had a little bit of heart and mouth there on that last play. Now here's a foul on Harvey, who takes down Christian Gomez. Fouls starting to pile up a little bit on both ends. Five fouls apiece, looking at the live stats here. Ball comes in, Mahomaza got in front of Jager Brooker and heads it down to Mason Smith. That's a good play to clear it out. Here's Mason Smith playing it up to Twig, and he is hacked down. I think we're going to have just a foul, or we're going to have a card? Just a foul. As Charlie Riddle undercut Twig as he was trying to turn it upfield there. Both teams using the counterattack, and here's Calvin playing the quick replay here. Or restart, I should say. Twig and Van Andel right now. Van Andel loses. There's a steal by Twig to Shaw, back to Twig. Mason Smith, little through ball pass. Here's Shaw. Will he get off a shot? He will not. Good closing defensive play by Ethan Love of Ohio Wesleyan. Actually, I think that was Ethan Marshall. Here's Akantade trying to beat a man. He trying to turn it inside. Still trying to beat a man. He nearly did, but take it back by Ohio Wesleyan. There's a foul by Akantade from behind. Yeah, that last defensive play was Ethan Marshall, and he did a great job to close down Shaw and prevent the cross or the shot at the near post. Up the far side of the field into Calvin territory. The Knights just boot it back toward midfield, and going up high was Christian Gomez. Won it out of the air. Now it comes back to the Ohio Wesleyan side, and the Bishops will try to reset. Ball, I believe, stays inbound. It does. It's Ulrey trying to battle for it, but Ohio Wesleyan comes up, and then Ulrey knocks Love off the ball. Every pass being contested here on both ends. A hotly contested match so far. We are about 18 minutes in, 0-0 as our score. Van Andel goes up high on Jager Brooker. Brooker on it, though, trying to turn on Van Andel. Squirts through, and Wonder will actually instruct Mahomaza. And Wonder falls on top of the ball. Long kick there by Wonder, and it advances the ball up to Wonder. And he is fouled. Be a free kick. That was Ethan Marshall who bumped Twig from behind. Harvey takes the free kick. Mahomaza goes up high, bounces to Akantade, who sends it back in the middle. Van Andel heads it down, and it goes out of bounds. Well, the Knights have good height, especially in that back line. So on these free kicks, set pieces, if you will, you've got Van Andel, Mahomaza, Alex Bowser, Neuenhuis. can all go up and get the ball out of the air. Got to see Evan Neuenhuis play a lot of basketball in high school as well. He was a guard on the Hudsonville Unity Christian boys basketball team as well as soccer, and he was a part of 2 state championship teams his junior year, boys soccer and boys basketball. Not too often you get to be a part of 2 state title teams and 2 in the same calendar year with 2 different teams. Ball goes far side of the field. Akintade on the turn. Plays it to Ulrey, who goes outside to Harvey. Little one-touch toward Mason Smith. Knights on the attack. Smith finds Twig. Little 1-2 play, and Smith didn't quite read it quickly enough. It's cleared into the Ohio Wesleyan bench. Mason Smith on the carry, and it's through. And what are we going to have here? Oh, there's a shot by Harvey, but they're going to whistle the foul on Ohio Wesleyan just outside the box. Knight starting to press the attack with about 24 and change left here in the first half, and it'll be a dangerous free kick for Calvin. Near the top of the box, a little right of center. I think we got Mason Smith who's going to take this one. They're going to move the Ohio Wesleyan wall back 10 yards. Smith will approach it. And it's on goal, and it's saved. Bent up and over the wall, and a nice play by Mason Taylor, who read it all the way. And he flashed the safe hands, and he'll left-foot it into the air. Mohumaza sees the ball go over his head, but Bowser is back to help him out. And then Ohio Wesleyan will deflect it out of bounds, but deep into Calvin territory. Be a throw-in for the Knights. Bowser to take it up the sideline to Harvey. Sam Twig jumps on it, trying to turn it upfield, couldn't. And it will be an Ohio Wesleyan throw right near midfield. Mason Smith turns it in and then just sends it down the field over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Bishops. And we've got a substitution for Ohio Wesleyan. Coming in is Dom Calabrese, a junior out of Beaver Creek, Ohio. He'll replace Jagger Brooker. Overcast evening here in Grand Rapids. Had quite a bit of sunshine throughout the week, but some cloud cover here for the Labor Day weekend. For those cross-country runners that ran earlier this morning, they did not mind a bit. Cooled things off to some extent. So for a Labor Day to have temps in the 70s, low 70s for that matter, as a cross-country runner, really can't ask for too much more than that in early September. So it's days when it becomes high 80s already at 10 o'clock in the morning. That starts to become a bit of trouble. Speaking of trouble, there is Gomez. He is always trouble for the opposition with the way he can advance the ball. And the Bishops have it right now. And now a turnover in midfield. Akintade dribbling through the center, and there's Mason Smith making a little run. Good backtrack defensively by Charlie Riddle, and he'll send it over the sideline. Mason Smith up ahead to Twig. Here is Akintade trying to get there. It deflects off of Akintade. Twig pinches in. Cleared out by Ohio Wesleyan. Here is Ulrey. We'll send it outside to Alex Bowser. Bowser plays it on the ground to Harvey. To the feet of Akintade. Nothing there. Mahumaza off his foot, not a bounce, into the Ohio Wesleyan bench. Throwing coming up for the Bishops. The battling Bishops. Christian Gomez, and then Mason Smith comes from behind and he fouls Gomez. Got a lot of ball, but he also came from behind and got a piece of Gomez. Referee has a little talking to with Mason Smith. Coach Souders speaking a few words over to the referee. Looks like we're having a Kelvin sub here at the next chance. Seamus Kilgallen set to check in. Bowser goes up high and then chips it up the right wing. Here is Ulrey to Twig right through the center circle now. Played outside, and there is Akantate with a burst of speed. Oliver Akantate out of Lake Forest, Illinois. Edge of the box, plays it up to Smith. Back tap pass, and couldn't quite turn on the brakes was Sam Twig, but Kelvin still in possession. Right wing, Ethan Harvey centers it through the middle, pinballs around, and it's Gomez that wins it out of the air and centers it through the middle. Van Andel trying to step up, couldn't win it, and it's Ohio Wesleyan. Oh, a good little step-up play by Neuenhuis, and now here is Mason Smith. Smith on the carry, edge of the box, through the middle to Akantate. Dribbling through, Akantate, and it is cleared away by Ohio Wesleyan, at least right off the end line. Here is Shaw, Chris Shaw. It's Mason Smith. The Knights are buzzing right now, buzzing around the box, and they're called for the foul. 0-0 is our score. We are in the 27th minute of play of this first half. Ohio Wesleyan had a lot of possession in the first 10 minutes, but over the last 15 minutes or so, it's been more and more Kelvin pressing the attack. Free kick taken by Ohio Wesleyan, won by Kelvin out of the air. Akantate playing that left wing. Stolen away by the Bishops. There's Van Andel to Ulrey. Outside to Bowser. Harvey got his pass intercepted. Got a little touch on it. Oh, and he fouled. Well, no call. Jumping into the air was Mikey Cockerell, and I was about ready to give the foul to Ohio Wesleyan. It did look like Harvey got a pretty good piece of him there. Referee said no. Throwing right at midfield, right in front of us. Mahumaza push from behind, and it'll be a foul on the Bishops. Fouls continue to mount up. I think that's 9 now on Ohio Wesleyan, 7 on Kelvin. Every inch of turf on this item of field tonight is being hotly contested by these two teams. Mahuma's on the free kick. Up toward Twig. Couldn't get there. In the air and winning it is Shaw. Outside to Harvey. Back to Shaw. Now Bowser. Twig plays it to Ulrey. Far side of the field. Akantate backpedals. Nice little collection. Gets the return pass, but didn't quite read it there. Almost intercepted the ball there. He is pressuring that back line. Here's Evan Neuenhuis. Hustling through the center. Still hustling, but it's Ohio Wesleyan with the ball. On it is Franklin Rodriguez, and now sent back in toward the Ohio Wesleyan end and played by the keeper, who will scoop it up. Mason Taylor. And he will left-foot it away. We've got subs at the next chance for both sides. Looks like Ethan Berkovitz will come in for Ohio Wesleyan. Foul on the Bishops. Luca Siazu out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, also set to check in for the Knights. Laguma Mahumaza out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Checked in on him earlier this week just to make sure that everything was well at home with the hurricane coming through the Gulf. And he said, yeah, from what he had been told, there had been some trees down in the area, but everything back at home was okay. And he thanked me for checking in on him, but Yeah, some scary weather down there in Louisiana. Foul on Ohio Wesleyan. It'll be another free kick for Kelvin right at midfield. And going far side, Harvey trying to find Akintate, could not. Badlands Bishops will play it on the ground. Brady West there. And it's stolen by Kelvin. Here comes Bowser, chips it through the center. No one there, though, for the Knights. Pressing in is Akintate, who had drifted deep. Now here's Neuenhuis, intercepts to Shaw. Pass to Smith, through the left wing, and no one there. Over the end line, we got subs here. Kilgallen and Siazu coming in for Kelvin, and for Ohio Wesleyan, Ethan Berkovitz. Berkovitz, a sophomore out of Salon, Ohio. Incidentally, my family drove right past the Ohio Wesleyan campus, twice actually, this summer, on the way down to Hocking Hills State Park. Went down there around the 4th of July weekend. And then, of course, we went right past Delaware, Ohio on our way back up north to this great state that we call Michigan. Enjoyed our time down in Ohio, though. Hocking Hills, a great place. I'm sure anyone from Ohio would readily tell you that. Lots of hiking trails, scenery, waterfalls, kind of like cliff, wouldn't quite call them mountains, but yeah, it's just a great place. Really is. Here's Ohio Wesleyan through the middle. No one there, and Kilgallen intercepts. Here comes Calvin Mason Smith on the carry. Centers it right up to Akintate. He's going to try to beat his man on the carry, and it's cleared out off of the feet of Charlie Riddle. It'll be a corner kick for the Knights with about 13:30 left here in the first half. Like Coleman Ulrey was one of the Kelvin Knights that checked out. Mason Smith will take the corner. Centers it up to the middle, and Twig to the far post, and a great save with a paw, and a goal on the rebound by Sam Twig. That was a great save on the initial scrum by Mason Taylor, but Twig, Johnny on the spot, the poacher, popped it up into the top shelf, and the Knights take a 1-0 lead with 12:53 left. We're going to say no assist right now. We might watch the video later on. We'll say no assist. So the 4th goal of the year for Sam Twig. He had a hat trick the other day at Grace Christian. And the Knights take the 1-0 lead. That pressure finally pays off for the Maroon and Gold. Ball quickly down the field. Over the end line, it'll be a free kick for the Knights. Might have to go get a few throat lozenges here at halftime. I was a caller for some of these volleyball matches earlier in the day. Not the easiest on the vocal cords, being a spotter at a volleyball match. So 1-0 Kelvin lead. Just a moment ago, Sam Twig on the goalmouth scramble. It's the way the late Dr. Marv Zeitem, I used to call him. Kelvin men's soccer coach for 36 years. He went head-to-head against Coach Martin of Ohio Wesleyan many a time. And, of course, the stadium is named after Dr. Z, who sadly passed away back in 2011. But we remember him well. I certainly do. Pinching in, and almost another goal for Sam Twig. Beautiful service by Mason Smith. Read the run beautifully of Sam Twig. And Twig got a little piece of it, but not enough to beat the keeper, Mason Taylor. Taylor punts it high into the air. Mahumaza overran it a little bit. Now Van Andel booms it down the other way. Lucas Siazu battles for it. Shaw trying to get there, and Shaw called for the foul, undercutting Christian Gomez. Coach Souders didn't like that one. Ball is sent deep into the Kelvin end. Bowser deflects it off of Ohio Wesleyan's I think that was off of Ohio Wesleyan. Yeah, it was. Josh Kabakungan. Akintati will come out for a break. Coming in for Kelvin, Zach Flowerday, a sophomore out of Holland Christian High School. And fouled from behind is Sam Twig. I want to send a shout out to the Twigs, who are faithful followers watching these live streams back in New Zealand. Love to have the Twigs with us on these broadcasts. Mahumaza finds Siazu. Little target striker action. Here comes Sam Twig with a burst of speed. Right side of the box. Centers it. Far side. Oh, Flowerday couldn't get there. Twig, oh, did it hit a hand? Referee says no, play on. Ball pops up to Kilgallen. He'll go far side of the field, trying to find Flowerday. Runs it down, little back pass to Nieuwenhuis. And Ohio Wesleyan clears the zone. Stepping up there is Van Andel. Good play by Kilgallen. Now up to Siazu. Squirts through his legs and into the box. The keeper will pick it up. But some great combinations here over the last 20 minutes by the Knights. They lead at 1-0. Sam Twig's got one goal, and he has threatened on a couple other occasions so far in this first half. Long punt there by the keeper, Mason Taylor. And here is Evan Nieuwenhuis up the left wing. Flowerday losing the ball, but it squirts up to Drew Van Andel. Chris Shaw trying to beat a man with the dribble, could not. And now Nieuwenhuis got his pocket picked. Look out, here comes Ohio Wesleyan the other way. That is Hector Gomez. And Mahumaza will wisely send it to the sideline. And Nieuwenhuis actually got there in time to save it from going out of bounds. Up towards Siazu. And it's cleared out by the Battling Bishops. Throw-in coming up for the Knights right in front of a good-sized Kelvin student section there on the far side of this Zaidama field. Played up to the feet of Siazu. Boy, a lot of contact on Siazu. His jersey was being ripped back. He's a bigger guy, so, you know, some tugging and grabbing isn't going to push him around too much, but when you see the jersey being yanked down the shoulder, you have to wonder how many liberties the defender can get away with it. Here is Mahumaza, and pinching in quickly, almost lost the ball, and the Knights will have to clear it out of bounds. That was Dom Calabrese who closed down quickly on Mahumaza, and it's kicked out of bounds by Ohio Wesleyan off the throw-in. So Bowser will throw it in for the Knights. We're going to have a sub coming up for Ohio Wesleyan. Looks like Kevin Macias, or Macias, I think is how you say it. Siazu, and climbing over his back was Ethan Marshall. So it'll be a free kick coming up for the Knights right at midfield along the right wing. Well, they'll give the Knights an extra 5 yards. So I stand corrected. There's a good free kick by Mahumaza. Going up is Flowerday. Couldn't quite come down with it, and it's cleared out by the Bishops. Mahumaza wins it out of the air. Mason Smith sends it to the left sideline, and Nieuwenhuis is back to retrieve. Up to Flowerday. Trying to race it down. Cannot. Goes out of bounds. We'll have our subs here. 2 subs for the Battling Bishops. For Kelvin, John Sidlowski is coming in. And Kevin Macias and Tyler Duell coming in for Ohio Wesleyan. It's like Josh Kabasungan and Brady West check out for Ohio Wesleyan. Twig checks out for Kelvin. 6.5 left, first half, 1-0 Knights. Drew Van Andel sends it on the ground to Smith. Through the middle to Kilgallen. Mason Smith up toward Kilgallen. Kilgallen, a transfer to Kelvin last spring semester. And he's been a welcome addition to this Kelvin roster. Kilgallen out of Wheaton Academy. I believe memory serves me correct from last spring. Mr. Kilgallen came to Kelvin by way of Westmont. I think it was Westmont College or Westmont University, but I'd have to go back and check my paperwork. Last spring was a blur, folks. It really was. We had fall sports in the spring and a full slate of spring sports as well, and winter sports bled well into the spring as well. So sometimes it feels like I'm still back in last spring. It was kind of like being in the washing machine. There was so much going around that you just try to stay on top of things as best you can. It was fun, especially after having months of inactivity with this pandemic, but wow, that was about 3.5 months of nonstop action. Here's Kelvin the other way. Shaw outside to Flowerday. Now here's Evan Neuenhuis. Finds the feet of Shaw. Shaw finds Bowser. Bowser, junior out of Canton, Michigan. Siazu. And the ball, well, it'll be a foul on Kilgallen. I was going to say the ball went off of Calabrese, but that was after the foul. So it'll be a free kick for Ohio Wesleyan. 4.5 to go first half, 1-0 Kelvin. Sam Twigg, the only goal of the game, came on a goal mouth scrum, and he just toe kicked it into the top shelf of the goal. His 4th of the season. I believe the 27th of his career. He's just doing his numbers the other day. Came into the season with 23 goals, the hat trick on Wednesday, and then one here today. So 23 plus 4 would equal 7. Here's Shaw, who beats Gomez, and now through the middle. Couldn't beat the backline defender, though. Center back Ethan Marshall does a good job to intercept. And quickly now, Ohio Wesleyan the other way. Look out. Mahumaza is there to clear it away, but Ohio Wesleyan on the attack. That's Ethan Berkovitz. Going outside, Bowser. Marking Tyler Dool. Ohio Wesleyan plays it back. The defense joining the attack. Here's Sidlowski trying to get there. Could not. Ethan Marshall plays it back to Kevin Macias. Macias. The top of the end of the Kelvin box, and Bowser wins it out of the air. Sidlowski keeps it in bounds to Siazu. The give and go wasn't there. Sidlowski comes back, gets the pass, up to Siazu. Little one-touch outside. Here's Sidlowski, centers it through. It's off the back foot of Kilgallen, and it's cleared high into the air. Trying to get there is Flowerday. Inside, will Flowerday get off a shot? Does not, gets blocked, and it's cleared out by Ohio Wesleyan, but some good action there by Kelvin. 2:50 left, first half. Neuenhuis. Top of the box, try to center it through, and it is knocked out of the air. Then by Kelvin's Drew Van Andel, and Van Andel gets a piece of it, goes out of bounds, far side, throw in. Battling Bishops. Free kick up toward Mahumaza. Gomez was pinching in. Here's Kilgallen. Good play there by Kilgallen. Here's Chris Shaw on the quick turn. And it's Ohio Wesleyan's number 14, Riddle, going down to the turf to intercept. Little give and go. And look out, here comes Ohio Wesleyan, little 3-on-3 action. Hector Gomez being double teamed there. Bowser all over him. Plays it outside, does Gomez to Macias. Mahumaza trying to stay with Franklin Rodriguez. Top of the box, look out. Here is a shot and it's blocked by Van Andel. Ohio Wesleyan still pinching in, and another shot. It's blocked by Neuenhuis. That was Antonio Mendez of Ohio Wesleyan pressing the attack. Both of these teams playing on back-to-back nights, so both teams taking out some of their starters here to try to get a little rest and recovery before, I'm sure, a very frantic and frenetic second half of play. 1 minute left in the first half. Throwing for Kelvin, far side to Siazu. Plays it to Flowerday. And he deflects it out of bounds. Far side throw in Ohio Wesleyan. Van Andel finds Neuenhuis up towards Siazu. He's going to try to race it down to get it, but it's Ohio Wesleyan getting there first. You got the countdown? Up to Siazu. And pressing in on Ohio Wesleyan, Neuenhuis, and it's going to go over the end line for a goal kick. And that will do it for this first half.
7, 6.
You can hear the countdown there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So at halftime here, it's 1-0 Kelvin. Sam Twig, the only goal of the match thus far. And we'll take a little break, and we'll be back with the start of the second half. Back here at Zeitema Field, Jeff Viva, Sports Information Director at Calvin University. With some halftime stats. Calvin leading 1-0. The only goal coming in the 33rd minute. Sam Twig on a goal mouth scramble, popping in. A shot into the upper corner. As far as shots, Calvin with 6 in the first half, 2 for Ohio Wesleyan, 2 corner kicks for Ohio Wesleyan. That came early in the game. Calvin with 1 corner. Ohio Wesleyan keeper Mason Taylor with 5 saves in this game. 13 fouls for Ohio Wesleyan and 9 for Calvin. Try to get you some more scores from around the league. Men's and women's soccer. Be honest, it has been such a hectic day that I have not had a chance to really track much of what has gone on around the league other than what we had here at home, where we did have a few league schools. We'll get you the soccer scores first and foremost. Try to get to that Hope Ohio Northern game here first. Looks like they are 0-0 at half, Hope and Ohio Northern. Let's see. Adrian is at Berea College. Don't have and that's in Kentucky, that game. Don't have a final there. Webster out of Missouri, St. Louis area, defeated Trine 1-0. These are men's soccer scores. Wisconsin Whitewater 1, Elma 0. That's a final. Kalamazoo defeated Illinois Tech 3-1. That is also a final in men's soccer. And let's see, women's soccer. We told you about Calvin defeating Aurora earlier in the day, 4-1, to move to 2-0 on the year. Sophie Mueller with 2 goals. Let's see, Elizabeth Williams had a goal. Trying to see who else scored. Jessie Paulson also scored for the Knights. Caitlin Van Laar had 2 assists. Saw her dad, Brad, a former Calvin hockey player, and her sister, Tessa, former Calvin volleyball player here to watch. Their daughter/little sister play. All right, let's go through the rest of the women's soccer scores here. Heidelberg defeated Olivet 8-0. Trine on the women's side defeated Spalding 4-1. Adrian defeated Rutgers Camden 2-1 in Glassboro, New Jersey tonight. So that's a pretty good win for the Bulldogs on the road. And then in overtime, St. Mary's defeats Lake Forest 3-2 in overtime. So some pretty good results for the MIAA today. Hope defeated Wittenberg 2-0 on the women's side. So the Flying Dutch go to 2-0 on the year. And Kalamazoo also 2-0 on the year. The Hornets defeated DePauw in overtime 1-0. So let's see on the women's side. I think that's 3 overtime games today. Now, 2 women's overtime games, and then there must have been a men's game that went. No, maybe not. MIAA football. Last night, Hope football team defeated Anderson. I think it was 42-7. Kalamazoo today defeated Oberlin 24-17. Elma 23, Bluffton 0. Albion 36, Mount St. Joseph 20. Looks like Heidelberg and Adrian are playing right now in football. Well, game's not underway yet, or at least the live stats are not underway. And that pretty much rounds it out as far as those are concerned. Volleyball, Albion defeats John Carroll 3-0. Oh, speaking of Albion, there's a couple more women's soccer scores here. Denison defeats Alma 5-1. That's a pretty tough matchup there for Alma on the road. Denison, a member of the North Coast Athletic Conference, of which Ohio Wesleyan is a member of as well. Let's see, Albion women's soccer was at Milwaukee School of Engineering. There at halftime, it's 3-0 Albion. I think Albion's going to be a team to watch in MIAA women's soccer. Volleyball today, Kelvin, after getting upset in 4 sets by Augsburg of Minnesota last night, came back to defeat Otterbein in 3 straight sets this morning in a meeting of nationally ranked teams. And then Kelvin down Kalamazoo in 3 sets. That was a non-conference match. Just kind of quick whirling through some of the results here. Looks like Hope pulled out a 5-set win against St. Benedict. which is out of the same conference that Augsburg is in, the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. So I think the MIAC's going to be pretty tough this year. Kelvin and Hope both nationally ranked in volleyball in the top 10. So yeah, that kind of gives you a little bit of that. Of course, Big Ten football scores. One of the exciting ones today, Penn State upsetting Wisconsin 16-10, holding off a late threat by Wisconsin where the Badgers had the ball on the 1-yard line with about 2.5 minutes to go. Penn State kept Wisconsin from scoring and pulled off the upset win on the road. Slight upset. Penn State ranked 19th, Wisconsin 12. Iowa up 14-0 against Indiana right now. That's also a couple of top 20 teams. Iowa 18th in the country, Indiana 17th. Those of you here in Michigan, both Michigan teams in the Big Ten were winners this weekend. Michigan State won 38-21 last night at Northwestern. And let's see, Michigan, I think the final there, they handily defeated Western Michigan today. I think it was 47-10 maybe. Ohio State will get you that score, but those of you in Buckeye country already know that Ohio State defeated Minnesota on Thursday night, I think that was. Let's see, Michigan defeated Western 47-14, non-conference game. Maryland up late against West Virginia, 30-24. And let's see here. Ohio State won at Minnesota. Well, Illinois won at Nebraska, 30-22. So, well, that was last week. I watched that game. Silly me. And, yeah, it was Ohio State 45 and Minnesota 31. That was on Thursday night. So there you have it. There's your Big Ten roundup in football. And for the most part, Big Ten coming up with wins this weekend, unless teams are playing each other head-to-head. All right, back to the action here. It's Kelvin 1, Ohio Wesleyan 0. Lights are on. They've actually been on for the whole game, but now they're readily apparent with the darkened sky. Cloud-covered evening. And I'll be honest, I've been so busy this weekend, I really have not looked at the forecast. Looks like we might have a few scattered raindrops this evening. 24% chance of rain, just looking at the radar. There is a little bit of precipitation coming across Lake Michigan here, but it will be light rain. I guess the only thing that might come into play is if the field gets a little slickened by the rain. That can always affect how the game goes. It's supposed to be a real nice rest of the Labor Day weekend, though, tomorrow here in West Michigan, 79 degrees and sunny. And Monday, 76 degrees and sunny. So I'm sure there'll be some folks making a last hurrah out at the beach here in the West Michigan area. Highland, Grand Haven, Muskegon. Tough to beat Michigan in the summer with all the great beaches up and down the west shoreline. And, of course, you go out to the east side of Michigan with Lake Huron. From coast to coast, from the coast of Lake Michigan to the coast of Lake Erie. The Great Lakes State is a great place to be in the summertime. Ball goes ricocheting around. On the far side, now here's Mahumaza, who plays it up toward Van Andel. He got pinched in tightly by the Ohio Wesleyan attack. That was Brooker who made him get rid of the ball there. Now here's Mahumaza up toward Twig. Knights have their starters back in, as do the Battling Bishops. 1-0 here at Zeidema Field. Here comes Ohio Wesleyan pressing the attack early, just like they did in the first half. And what do we have here? The flag went up far side. Must have been an offside call. And I believe it was. So it'll be a kick for the Knights. Daniel Wonder at a nearby Grand Rapids Christian High School. It's located about 2.5 to 3 miles away from this Calvin campus. His father is a professor and dean here at Calvin. Sitting just below me, in fact, about 3 rows. Father Dave Wonder, great supporter of Calvin athletics, not just men's soccer. And there's a shot from distance that goes high over the bar, but that had some pace on it. That was Ethan Love with a left-footed blast. U.S. men's national soccer team has a big game coming up later this weekend, a World Cup qualifier. They had a 0-0 tie with El Salvador on Wednesday night, so they get just a point in the hexagonal, I think, or do they call it the octagon? It's eight teams. I think it's called the octagon now, not to be confused with UCF Saturday night matches and the like. I know the United States plays Canada here. And I think that game is tomorrow in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll look it up for you. Try to get you the time where you can watch it. Of course, if you're in the Columbus area, which is only 30 miles south or so from Delaware, you've got the MLS Columbus Crew, the MLS Cup champions this past year, and they've got a brand new stadium in downtown Columbus. And the old Columbus Crew Stadium was a frequent host of World Cup qualifying games. So I wonder if the new stadium will be hosting one of the qualifiers. I should probably know that. Have not had a chance to look it up. Of course, as most of you listening to this broadcast are watching, the U.S. did not qualify for the 2018 World Cup. They're trying to get there for next fall. It'll be a November-December World Cup in Qatar. It's Hector Gomez with the ball for Ohio Wesleyan. He's thinking about taking a shot, and he does with the left foot and scores! Just too much space, and he got an angle and a blast and puts it into the top shelf. Wonder was starting to shade to the right, and Gomez came back. Too much space if you're the Calvin defense, and Gomez took all kinds of advantage with that and blasted it home, and we are level here.
Goal scored by number 10, Hector Gomez.
Hector Gomez, the All-American midfielder, showed why he is one of the players to watch in this Division III country here. That's one they call top bins. That was a blast. And if the Knights haven't gotten a wake-up call before, they certainly have one now after that shot. So 1-1 on the goal, about 4 minutes into the second half. Here comes Calvin the other way, trying to turn edge of the box, and Twig couldn't get off a shot. Good job by the back line of Ohio Wesleyan. Here comes Hector Gomez with the pink shoes, the pink boots. Defended by Neuenhuis. Shaw trying to get the ball, and he does. Up toward Mason Smith. Here is Shaw. Pretty good play by Ethan Love, who wins it back for Ohio Wesleyan. Give and go between Ohio Wesleyan, up to the feet of Jagger Brooker. To use a baseball analogy, that was kind of like with one swing of the bat, this game has changed. That was a shot from distance and pretty much a no-doubter once it left its foot. What a goal by Hector Gomez there. Here's Akintade, who hasn't touched the ball in a while, being tightly defended. Of course, he came out with about 15 minutes left in the first half. Plays it to the feet of Twig. Here's Mason Smith. He'll crank a shot, and it's blocked. Like Brady West got a piece of it. Far right corner, Harvey tried to turn on West. And he will turn it, but send it, well, off the foot of West. So it'll be a corner coming up for the Knights. I think Harvey's going to take the in-swinger. Stubs his toe a little bit, comes through. Mahomaza couldn't get a clean shot off. Here's Neuenhuis, sends it back in, and it's headed out by Gomez. And Jagger Brooker clears it out, and Neuenhuis will have to just clear it out. Throw in for the Bishops. Pretty good defensive stand by Ohio Wesleyan. Hector Gomez to Brooker. Neuenhuis just sends it right on through the middle, and it's Ethan Marshall with the possession. Going up high is Van Andel to Akintade. Cleared out by the Bishops. Get the feeling there are more goals out there in this game, perhaps for both sides. Looks like we've got a little light rain starting to fall. I can see the mist up in the lights now. So, like I said, there were some light rain showers coming through on the radar, and how that plays into this field here. Will it make it a little slicker? We shall find out. Here is Shaw on the turn. A little bit of a heavy touch, and it is picked up by Ohio Wesleyan there, cleared out. But Shaw had a real burst of speed, so tough to hold that one close. There's a little 1-2 up toward Harvey, right wing. Pulls up. Rain starting to come down heavier, and a little touch by Twig, and it comes right to the feet of Mason Taylor. Kind of a drifting, misty rain right now. I'll try to get back to U.S. Men's National World Cup qualifier here when I get a chance. But here comes Ohio Wesleyan. Stepping in front is Neuenhuis, knocks it out of bounds. Yeah, that U.S.-Canada game is at 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night in Nashville, Tennessee. And there's a shot to the far post, and it goes wide. And guess who took it? Hector Gomez. He is dangerous. Just looking at the standings in the U.S., or in CONCACAF, as they like to say. That's the qualification table that the United States is a part of. Only one team picked up a win on the first set of qualifiers. Quickly the other way, here is Harvey. That was Mexico. They won 2-1 the other night. Everybody else either tied, or in the case of Jamaica, they lost to Mexico. So it's a pretty big log jam there. We got a sub coming up next, chance for Ohio Wesleyan. Looks like Franklin Rodriguez will come in to Twig. Coleman Ulrey sends it outside. Little wind starting to pick up too here. Here's Ethan Neuenhuis, turns it inside. Mason Smith, nice collection with a back toe drag, and then loses the ball, and here comes Ohio Wesleyan. That is Jagger Brooker. Brooker passing it outside. Bowser trying to defend on Brady West. Look out, here comes Ohio Wesleyan with some space, and Gomez goes down hard. No foul called. Here's Akintade on the carry. Outside to Twig, who will turn, and we got a foul here, and I think we're going to have a card, and we will. And Twig would have been free up the sideline. So perhaps not a bad foul to take for, or a bad card to take for Ohio Wesleyan. One of those calculated cards potentially prevented a breakaway. Again, it is 1-1. Sam Twig with a goal and Hector Gomez with a goal. Knight scoring in the first half with Twig, and about 4 minutes into the second half, it was Gomez leveling the score with his blast from about 25 yards out for Ohio Wesleyan. Be a throw-in for the Knights, near side. Neuenhuis up toward Shaw. Trying to get there as Smith could not. Now here's Coleman Ulrey. Was that a handball? Apparently not, said the referee. Pinball's out. Mahumaza to the feet of Harvey. Trying to turn on Brady West. He's double-teamed. Slides it back to Mahumaza. Finds Shaw, who is taken down. A foul. That was Twig, actually. So it'll be a free kick far side of the field. It's kind of the same area of the pitch over at Ohio Wesleyan that Kelvin's Kurt Visker scored on a free kick in that 2005 NCAA tournament game. He was a right-footed shooter. Ethan Harvey here is going to send it in with the left foot. High ball into the box. Van Andel heads it down. Trying to get there is Shaw. Clips it back in, but no one there. Now Shaw will head it back. And it is Gomez who is going to dribble around and then send it out to the sideline. Good play for the Battling Bishops. The Knights do get the possession back, though, and it's Van Andel to Smith, who is clipped a little bit from behind. The referee says play on, and up the right wing comes Ethan Harvey. We expected a good one, and we're getting a good one right now. Tied 1-1, these two nationally ranked teams. Longtime rivals in the Great Lakes region. Up ahead to Brooker, trying to beat a man. Will not get there, and it's Shaw with the intercept to Smith. Smith finds Twig. Twig on the carry. Through the center, and tracking back nicely was Antonio Mendez, and he sends it over the near sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Neuenhuis finds Shaw. Christopher Shaw tries to go through the legs of a defender to Twig, who was making a run through the box. That is Christian Gomez, who clears it out up to Van Andel. Drew Van Andel out of Grand Haven High School. Finds Smith. Squirts through, and it's up toward midfield, and that's Brooker. Goes outside. Finds the feet of Will Haar. Here comes Haar on the carry. Defended by Ulrey. Ulrey gets the touch and finds Smith. Smith to Twig. Ball played back to Mahumaza. 1-1, 32 minutes and change left in regulation time. Ball squirts off the wet turf, and playing it well was Mason Taylor. Sophomore keeper, 6'2" out of Marysville, Ohio. Still waiting for those subs for Ohio Wesleyan. Got two of them now. Looks like Kevin Macias will come in as well. Here is the punt, high into the air. Mason Smith goes up. Christian Gomez goes up, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Up toward Twig. He tried to turn and send it up the right sideline. Couldn't do it. Intercepted by Ohio Wesleyan. Bowser now finds Twig, or Shaw. Beg your pardon. Mason Smith outside toward Akintade, and a good defensive play by Mendez, and they find Brooker. Brooker off the feet of Van Andel. Bowser will clip it up the far sideline to Harvey. He finds Shaw, a little back tap to Twig. Twig, he's got a man up the right sideline. He finds him, Ethan Harvey on the overlap. Here comes Harvey. Centers it through the center, and it is in for a goal! That'll be for Mason Smith. Smith gets the touch, yep. So Mason Smith finishes off the goal. It would have been an own goal, I think, if Smith had not touched it before it went over the line. That ball was chipped in. It went off the defender. It was going over the goalkeeper, and it looked like it was going to be headed into the net, but Mason Smith made sure that it was going to end up in the back of the net, and he puts it home, and the Knights take the 2-1 lead with 30:44 left in regulation. So not an own goal. It's a goal by Smith. Like I said, I felt like there were still goals left in this game, and I'll stand by that comment and say I think there are still more goals in this game. And again, perhaps for both sides. These are two very talented soccer sides here. So you have to think that Ohio Wesleyan is going to press the attack right back. Pass through the, and that there is Gomez. Look out, Hector Gomez. He's dangerous. He's going to take the left foot. Oh, Neuenhuis closed nicely. Now it goes outside. He's got plenty of space. Trying to turn it inside. Through the center and headed out by Mahumaza. That was Landon Kuhn on the right wing. And now Kuhn sends it back in again, and it's cleared out by Van Andel. Ohio Wesleyan coming back with energy, trying to respond from that goal by Smith. And the Knights trying to withstand the pressure. The red and white of Ohio Wesleyan, and the white and black as far as jerseys are considered here tonight. White and black of Calvin. Bowser intercepts it. Up the sideline, goes off of Ohio Wesleyan, throwing for the Knights. Just a misty rain that's coming down right now. Almost like you're taking a light shower if you're sitting outside. Uh-oh, look out. Here's Gomez. He shoots, and it's a goal. A misplay by the back line, and that allowed Gomez to get loose. Wonder got a little piece of it, but not enough, and it deflects off his hand and into the net. And just like that, we are level again, 2-2. I'll have to look up who had the assist.
Goal scored by number 10, Hector Gomez.
So just like that, we are level. And I think there was an assist on that play. I'm going to try to... Ball pinballing around down there. Here's Calvin the other way and trying to get there as Twig. Could not. Rain really starting to come down now off of Smith. And time here, I think we've got an injury. Gomez with 2 goals for Ohio Wesleyan. Twig and Smith with the goals for Calvin. Look out. Here's Calvin the other way. Harvey, far side of the field. Harvey on the dribble. Harvey a shot and it's blocked. Gonna have a sub for Ohio Wesleyan. Just looking at the video there, Ohio Wesleyan, it looked like it was Charlie Riddle will get the assist, so and we could always decide to change who had that assist, but it looked like it was 14. It was just a long pass, and it took a little hop off the turf, got past the Calvin back line, and Gomez was free and ended up poking it home. That leveled the score about 4.5 minutes ago. So 2-2 right now. Lucas Iazu is going to check in for Calvin. For Ohio Wesleyan, Dom Calabrese. Trying to get there is Harvey, and he does to Akantate. 2-2. Here at Zidema Field, we're going to have a foul on Christian Gomez. He takes down Akantate pretty aggressively. No card, though. Rain continuing to fall. .25-15 left in regulation. 2-2. Hector Gomez the other way. Neuenhuis on him. Van Andel, and I think we're going to have a foul on Van Andel, who takes Gomez down. Gomez a little slow to get up. Still a little slow. And time will be called. Oh, they're going to give a card there to Drew Van Andel. That, in my biased opinion, is a little bit of a questionable card in my opinion, but that may be a little bit of a, if we're going to call the attempted breakaway for Twig up one sideline, we're going to call it the other way. I'm not sure that was quite a grab from behind, like the card that occurred with Twig, but it's probably the same line of thinking by the official. I did not see any arms extended or any egregious tripping behavior by Van Andel, but nevertheless, a yellow card on Drew. So we have had cautions on both sides in this match. 2-2. Ulrey loses the possession of the ball. It was Landon Kuhn up to Akantate, finds Siazu, little give and go to Twig, and Twig playing it a little too strongly, and it goes all the way into the box and picked up by the keeper. It's a high kick by Ohio Wesleyan. Here come the Battling Bishops, and through on goal, and a shot, and a goal. Little through ball pass through the high Calvin line, and it is Brady West who slots it home, and just like that, it's a 3-2 Ohio Wesleyan lead. The Calvin defense caught napping a little bit there.
Assisted by Franklin Rodriguez.
Looks like Rodriguez will get the assist. 3-2. Like I said, I felt there were goals out there yet my guess is, my feel is, there are still goals out there in this game to be had. One of the higher scoring games we've had at Zeidema Field between two teams in a while. Akantade. And then Siazu taken down. He is spun down. Referee will check on him. Foul is on Ethan Berkovitz. Mahomes to Harvey, back to Mahomes. 3-2. Ohio Wesleyan has answered with 2 goals about 10 minutes apart. They have a 3-2 lead. Here is Siazu to Twig. Twig got bumped off the ball and winning it. Ohio Wesleyan's Landon Kuhn. Deflects off of Ohio Wesleyan. Here comes Kilgallen for the Knights. Coleman Ulrey will come off. Up to Akantade. Bowser with the ball right now. Left foots it through the center towards Siazu, and then Harvey gets it. And racing for the ball is Kilgallen. Lost it. Bowser pins it in, but it'll be a throw-in for the Bishops. Just recapping the scoring. Twig for Kelvin in the 32nd minute. Gomez in the 49th minute. Mason Smith of Kelvin in the 60th minute. 61st. Gomez again, a shot and a goal! Mason Smith levels the score. And we are tied 3-3. Left-footed shot inside the far post. That was a beautiful give and go. Let's check on who the assister was. This is a wild game.
Scored by number 19, Mason Smith. Assisted by number 14, Seamus Kilgallen.
Kilgallen with the assist, and it's 3-3. It's like one of those old Arsenal-Liverpool matches. Back in the Arsene Wenger days.
Oh, that's a good move. Great move.
So 3-3, and the ball quickly sent back far side of the field. Rain continues to fall here at Zeidema Field. There are no games scheduled during midweek here next week. Kelvin on the men's side is scheduled to be home Friday and Saturday. So I'll give this pitch a little chance to recover from the beating that it's taken from this week. 2 women's games, 2 men's games, and a hard-fought game tonight with rainfall. So this field will need a little recovery time. And there's an intercept here. Quickly, look out. Ohio Wesleyan the other way. Mohumaza, and he'll have to play it back to his keeper, Wonder. And Wonder centers it through the middle. That is Twig. Twig is tripped down. Will they call a foul? Oh, they'll call a foul on Twig. Samuel, not too sure about that one, and neither am I. Wow. Wonder collects the ball. 20 minutes left in regulation. We are all knotted up, 3-3. Ball played out of the air by the Bishops through the middle, all while they are giving the Gomez brothers a little break right now. They'll come back in fresh. Quickly the other way, Akantati's got a little space. Just outside the box, centers it through Siazu, and he got a little touch, but not a clean shot, and it's cleared out by the Bishops. Van Andel goes down pretty aggressively, couldn't get there, and a good backtrack by Mason Smith to dispossess Ohio Wesleyan's Franklin Rodriguez. Bowser through the middle to Siazu. Target striker pivots, brings it back to Twig, who's now in kind of a number 10 spot. Attacking midfielder. Mason Smith playing in that deep line role. He has played outside back on defense in his career, so Mason Smith, perhaps one of the most versatile players here for Calvin, and the Knights win a corner here. Looks like Hector Gomez will come back on at the first chance for the Bishops. Mason Smith, just talking about him, will go back to take the corner. 18:30 left here in regulation. What a game this has been. Didn't expect anything less. The corner by Smith. It's a high ball to the far post. Mahumaza heads it down. Nobody else there for the Knights, and it's cleared out by Ohio Wesleyan. Neuenhuis collects out of the air. Left foots it back into the box. Nobody there. And it'll squirt over the end line. Goal kick and subs for Ohio Wesleyan, and they are pretty key subs, the two Gomez brothers, Christian and Hector. After getting a little 10-minute break, 10, 15-minute break there on the bench, they'll come on fresh here. It's like Christian will set up in the center and Hector on the outside. Ball up the near sideline to Hector Gomez. Neuenhuis on him. Pokes him off the ball, and it goes out of bounds off a Kilgallen. They will ask Ohio Wesleyan to back up for the throw-in. They're going to ask him to still back up. Antonio Mendez, yep, near midfield. Up to Jagger Brooker, who just checked in. Cleared out by Ohio Wesleyan, throw-in Knights. 17 minutes, under 17 minutes left in regulation. Evan Neuenhuis finds the feet of Akantate. Pressured by Ohio Wesleyan. Here's Akantate trying to beat a man up the sideline. Does it stay in? And it did not. The flag went up. It went out of bounds. I thought it did. Otherwise, Akantate had himself some space up that wing. Throw in by Ohio Wesleyan, won by Mason Smith. Poke back up toward Hector Gomez. Mason Smith, who's got 2 goals in this game. And Hector Gomez for Ohio Wesleyan has got 2 goals in this game. Long ball through the center. Van Andel wins it out of the air. Mason Smith. Kilgallen missed it. Here comes Jagger Brooker, and Kilgallen hustles back and wins it back. Mahumaza plays it to Van Andel, and here is Siazu. Turning, twisting, finds Twig. Goes outside to Flowerday, who's in the game. Flowerday trying to turn. Couldn't before losing the ball. Throw in Ohio Wesleyan. And here comes number 17, Ethan Love, into the match. Looks like Ohio, Northern, and Hope are still scoreless with 18-18 left on that one. Going to have Chris Shaw coming back in for Calvin at the next chance. Throwing for Ohio Wesleyan. Got a little conversation going out there on the pitch. Referee trying to tone things down. Throwing for Ohio Wesleyan, far side. Intercepted by Twig. Twig up to Siazu, who will hold on. And play it back to Bowser. Back to Siazu. Got bumped off the ball. Twig to Bowser. Siazu holding off two defenders. And it is played up ahead. One touch to Flowerday. No, it's Kilgallen. Flowerday up there, though. Out of bounds. It'll be a sub for Kelvin. Shaw's coming in. And Flowerday, who was in there for a bit, comes out. Here comes Shaw. .13:40 left, regulation. Siazu, edge of the box, little give and go, a shot by Kilgallen. Oh, just wide of the far post. The Knights are asking for a touch. They wanted the corner. They are not going to get that call. What a great turn and fire by Kilgallen, and it just missed the far post. Had the goalie beat, Mason Taylor just was not quite on frame. One out of the air by Christian Gomez. Mason Smith got a little touch, goes out of bounds. Kelvin sideline, throwing, battling Bishops. 12:50 left. Checking back in for Ohio Wesleyan. Brady West checking out. Kevin Macias. Evan Neuenhuis up towards Siazu. And it's just cleared deep into the Kelvin end by the Ohio Wesleyan defense. Look out, here is a square pass. Look out, a shot, and it is just wide. Wow. Quite the counter and a great pullback pass, and I think that was Ethan Love who slid his shot just wide of the post. And it looked like it deflected off a Kelvin defender's foot because it's going to be a corner. Both teams have just missed here in the last few minutes. Looks like that's Hector Gomez that's going to take the corner. Left-footed in-swinger. Here it comes. Far post. Going up high toward the near post, and Daniel Wonder is there. And quickly the other way. Akantade will not be able to get that one. The slick turf sends the ball out of bounds. I think that header on frame was by Ethan Marshall, who was in on the corner. Trying to turn and sending the ball into the box is Ohio Wesleyan. Van Andel will clear it out. Up to Siazu. To Mason Smith. Little back pass through the middle. Kilgallen outside. Knights on the carry, on the attack. That is Twig. Twig trying to beat a man and lost the ball. Trying to get it back, and he runs over a defender who held his ground on a foul on Twig. .45 left, regulation. 3-3 is our score. It was 1-0 Kelvin at the break, but Ohio Wesleyan has scored 3 times in the second half. The Knights have scored twice. Quickly the other way, Neuenhuis gets in front. I think that's Mason Smith. It is, and it goes off of Ohio Wesleyan. Throw in Knights. Every inch of this item of field turf. I know I've said it once and twice, but perhaps the third time. Everything is being contested. And a foul from behind on Christian Gomez. Yeah, most of these Kelvin Ohio Wesleyan games over recent years have been 2-1 score lines. And one thing we can say for sure tonight, this game will not end 2-1. We are already at 3-3. Most goals in a Kelvin Ohio Wesleyan match since it's been a while since I've gone through the year-by-year matchups, but I want to say it was the earlier 80s that there was a 4-3 game. Here's Neuenhuis. Got bumped off the ball. Hector Gomez on the carry. And you get the feeling that this one will probably end 4-3. Just a matter of which team is going to get that go-ahead goal. Ohio Wesleyan has possession, far side of the field. Bowser with Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn trying to turn and get off a shot. Does not. Shaw clears it out to Akantate. Knights will keep playing. Akantate through the middle with Mason Smith on the carry. And, couldn't quite find his man, Sam Twig. Good defensive play by the Bishops. I think that was Brady West. It comes back to Neuenhuis, who heads it back to Van Andel. To Mahumaza. Boy, rain starting to pile up on this turf. It really slowed up that last pass. Saw a spray of water go up in the air. Pass played back to the keeper.
Capitalize here, boys.
Pinching in is Neuenhuis. Got a little piece, trying to keep it in, and it deflects off of Ohio Wesleyan. Be a throw-in for the Knights. Looks like Griff Culbertson is ready to check in for Ohio Wesleyan. Under 8 minutes to go in regulation. Kilgala.
Bang out, bro. Ball out.
Oh, yeah!
Drew Van Andel. And Mason Smith. Still plenty of fans here at Zeitema Field, despite some of the rain. Ball cleared out of bounds. We've got subs. Harvey in for Kelvin and Culbertson in for Ohio Wesleyan. Siazu coming out. So Harvey getting a little break with 7:15 left. Kuhn coming out. Landon Kuhn for Ohio Wesleyan. Neuenhuis to throw it in. And his pass intercepted, and almost had a handball situation, but play continues on. That's Mikey Cockrell playing it back to his defense. And Neuenhuis now, and Gomez. Couldn't get there. It's Neuenhuis still on the carry to Akantate. And it's kicked out of bounds. Throw in Knights. Neuenhuis. Oh, he's got Mason Smith. Yep, he finds him. Smith. He's got a man far side. Harvey finds it, skips up off the wet turf to Kilgallen. He turns. Couldn't quite get his feet underneath him on the slick pitch.
Good pressure, boys.
Knights trying to press in here while also not giving up the counterattack. Game of cat and mouse. 6 minutes and 10 seconds left. Van Andel slides and gets the ball just in time to Mahumaza. Chris Shaw looking for somebody to make a run. Finds Akantate outside. Akantate being defended by Gomez. Akantate trying to turn it inside. Gomez beats him, and a nice little back heel pass by Ohio Wesleyan, and it's Gomez playing a little bit of a defensive role there. Left foots it back up near midfield. Neuenhuis. What a game this has been. It really has been a great game. And sends it across the field, finds Harvey. To Twig. Twig's going to blast it, and it's wide. Well, why not? Slick field, 30 yards out. Might be all it takes. You can't score if you don't take a crack at the goal generally, unless the other team puts it in for you. And that does happen sometimes. Goal kick, one out of the air by the Bishops, and it's deep into the Kelvin end. Mahumaza, far side of the field. It's going to be tracked down by Brady West. Turning, And passing it back to a teammate there. I think that's Culbertson on the far left wing. Ohio Wesleyan center back goes down, and there is Mahumaza. Look out, pass intercepted. No foul, says the referee. Play continues. Under 5 minutes to go. Twig, twirling. Got bumped off the ball. He wanted a foul. Referee says play on. He's going to let him play. Christian Gomez. Through the center. Van Andel goes up high. Oh, and Shaw really got hammered. Referee says play on. Advantage call, perhaps. And another. There's a foul. Twig really got hit hard from behind on that one. I think the previous one would have been called, but the Knights had possession, so the advantage play, I think, is what the official saw, but I don't know. Harvey. We got a handball on Ohio Wesleyan. Quick restart by the Knights. Mason Smith outside. Bowser sends it through. Nobody there. Keeper will play it to his feet, pick it up, and he will boom it down the field. After he lets his players move up the pitch. And here it comes. High over midfield. Kilgallen. Boy, that looked like a handball. And Akantati goes down. He's fouled. A little time wasting there, perhaps. Play will continue. Van Andel will take the free kick. Up to Twig. To Mahumaza. Aguma on the carry. Left foot's it outside. That's a nice pass to Harvey. Centers it far side toward Akantade. Headed out of the air by Ohio Wesleyan. Akantade trying to turn. Back pass to Smith. Toward the middle, toward Shaw. Couldn't get off a shot. We got an Ohio Wesleyan player down. Neuenhuis. And look out. Here we come the other way. I think that's Hector Gomez that's down. He is limping. Under 2.5 to go. Ohio Wesleyan pass outside. Play will continue, and Shaw trying to turn. Cannot. Jagger Brooker. Look out. Here comes Ohio Wesleyan. A little through ball pass. Bowser is there. Pass to Kilgallen. Pass up ahead to Smith. Smith, pass outside toward Kilgallen, and Gomez will send it out toward the wing. Under 2 to go. In fact, 1.5 to go in regulation. Van Andel to Smith. Back to Van Andel. Nice little triangle there by Kelvin. Neuenhuis. Intercepting is Christian Gomez. Ohio Wesleyan just kind of sitting back into a block and perhaps waiting for the counter. Just over a minute left in regulation. Tied up at 3. Mahumaza to Van Andel.
1 minute remaining.
To Akantade. Nothing there for Neuenhuis. Under a minute to go. Kilgallen picked his pocket. Oh, they're going to call a foul. Wow. I think he used his hands a little bit on the Ohio Wesleyan player to get around him. Unless the foul is called. Here's Gomez. Well, he looks no worse for wear after going down in a heap earlier. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Ohio Wesleyan. 30 seconds to go. We got subs for the Battling Bishops. $20 seconds left. Ball is sent in. Look out, and it's cleared out by Mahumaza near sideline.
9, 8, 7.
And I guess it went over the end line, so be a goal kick, and that should do it for regulation.
1.
We'll put 5 minutes on the clock. And hit start. And there we go. And when we get to the first overtime, it'll be 10 minutes that you put on. An exciting one here at Zidema Field. Tied up at 3. Why? We played overtime in regular season games for I don't know how long. I mean, the last time we played Calvin Ohio Wesleyan was here in 2019. It went overtime.
When it's in a tournament, they always do. But
Yeah, regulation we played 2 10 minutes. Well, it's golden goal, so if somebody scores, the game's done. If nobody scores, you play it all the way out, you know. So.
You've been pretty fair.
Yeah, I've tried.
We listened.
Yeah.
That didn't look like a foul.
You have a lot of knowledge though about Columbus in that area.
Yeah, well.
Walking hills and everything. I mean, that's good.
Jump off the side and try and catch it. Ready? Okay, ready? How's the wind?
Well, getting set for overtime. It'll be a sudden death golden goal situation, so you play 10 minutes. If nobody scores, you play another 10 minutes. If nobody scores, it ends in a tie. And there have been several of these overtime games between these two teams. Speaking of overtime, looks like Hope and Ohio Northern in men's soccer are about ready to go to overtime. And they are indeed going to overtime in Holland. 0-0 going to overtime. Looking at the stats here, 16 shots for Kelvin, 10 for Ohio Wesleyan. Fouls, 21 for Ohio Wesleyan, 14 for Kelvin. 1 yellow card apiece. Daniel Wonder with a save for the Knights. 6 saves for Mason Taylor of Ohio Wesleyan. As far as the scoring, just quick recapping it. The Knights led 1-0 at halftime. Sam Twigg, late first half goal. Hector Gomez, a blast early in the second half, made it 1-1. Mason Smith poked in a shot right on the goal line to make it 2-1. In the 60th minute, Hector Gomez, assisted by his brother Christian, leveled it 2-2 in the 61st minute. That was just over a minute and 20 later. Then Brady West from Franklin Rodriguez made it 3-2 Ohio Wesleyan in the 67th minute. And then 2.5 minutes later, not even that, about 2:20 after that, Mason Smith from Seamus Kilgallen leveled it at 3. And that's where we are right now as we head to overtime number 1. Again, Ohio Wesleyan in the red and white, Kelvin in the white and black. Knights will be going from right to left, Ohio Wesleyan going from left to right. Same way that we finished regulation, the second half. If we would go to a second overtime, they'd flip sides. So Hector Gomez in the center circle. Kicks it off, and away we go. Christian Gomez to Van Andel, who slips a little bit. Here comes Ohio Wesleyan. They're going to press the attack right away. Hector Gomez trying to turn on Mahumaza. He sends it far side of the field, and it is deflected up in the air and then sent to the near side. And Akintade goes down, a foul on Ohio Wesleyan. Pretty calculated play there by Ohio Wesleyan, and a good one at that, just sending it to the far corner and then letting your best player try to center it right through the box, and it almost worked out. Off the opening kick on a slippery pitch. Makes a lot of sense to put pressure on the defense right away. Last time Kelvin was in an overtime game was this past spring. They won 1-0 at Elma. Got a goal in the first minute of overtime from Oliver Akintade to win it 1-0. Speaking of Akintade, he's got the ball. Passes it to Shaw. To Kilgallen, who stays in the game here. And I've got a foul called here on Shaw, Chris Shaw. So here comes Ohio Wesleyan the other way. Van Andel. To Akintade. Couldn't get there in time, and here comes Ohio Wesleyan. Sliding to the pitch is Neuenhuis. Deflects off of bounds, throwing for the Knights. It was Ethan Love who was trying to get there. Throw up toward Twig. He's battling Ohio Wesleyan's Charlie Riddle. Riddle has really played a fine center back for Ohio Wesleyan in this game. And look out, here's Hector Gomez. Defended by Van Andel. Gomez trying to turn him inside out. He will slot it through. And look out, here's a shot, and it goes high and up and over the bar. Pinching in from his left back position. It was Ethan Harvey trying to bump. I think that was Culbertson, it was. And the pullback pass by Gomez. 3-3, first overtime here at Zeitema. Daniel Wonder up ahead toward Twig. Gets it up in the air, trying to get there is Kilgallen. He does. Leaves it back to a teammate, Harvey. Kilgallen through the middle toward Twig at Shaw. Here's Akintade. Akintade, left side. He's got 3 defenders on him. Still on the dribble. Man marked quite tightly. 4 on him. Trying to turn. He does, but it will squirt up toward the keeper, and he will square it away. 6:50 to go in overtime number 1, 3-3. Ball up toward Gomez. Van Andel is able to win that ball, but it's Ohio Wesleyan. Now an intercept by Shaw. Slips on the turf. Outside to Kilgallen. Deflects to Van Andel. He kicks out of bounds, throwing for Ohio Wesleyan. Deflects off of Neuenhuis, throwing Ohio Wesleyan. Look out, here's Ohio Wesleyan. A shot, and he sends it wide. Losing his footing a little bit was Don Calabrese. He was trying to crank that one. and lost his footing on the attempt. Wonder. It goes out of bounds off of Ohio Wesleyan. Throwing for Kelvin in front of the Wesleyan bench. Up to Akantate. Here's Ohio Wesleyan quickly the other way up toward Gomez. Venandel battling him. Two heavyweights right there, Venandel and Hector Gomez. Here's Shaw outside, finds Harvey. Harvey working on Culbertson. Through the center towards Shaw, trying to turn. Shaw back to Mason Smith, his first touch in a while. Closed down a little bit. Smith almost tripped up, gets his feet back. Still on the dribble, still on the dribble. Outside to Twig. Twig trying to work a little magic here with Mason Smith. Here comes Twig. Twig! And it deflects off of who? Off a Twig. I think a little shirt tug was going on there. Might have been going on between both players. Referee says play on. So it'll be a goal kick for the Bishops. 4:25 left. Goal kick. Coming up here for Mason Taylor. Won by Ohio Wesleyan. Now Mason Smith. Little touch by Kilgallen. Kilgallen. Got a little touch back to Akantate. Bump from behind. Up to Neuenhuis. Trying to turn. He does. Mark from behind. His pass goes up toward Shaw. Akantate trying to get there, and it goes off. Oh, I think we got a corner. We do. Is that Charlie Riddle? No. I think that was Antonio Mendez who was battling with Akantate. It was in the corner. So a corner coming up for Mason Smith. Here comes Sidewinder, far post, going up high, Venandel, and it's saved. Header was on frame, but Taylor was there to read it and make the save.
He's at the front of the line.
And no foul called there. That was Ethan Harvey battling for it, and now Wonder clears it through the middle. And it's Ohio Wesleyan winning the ball, left wing. Ethan Love, won by Mahumaza. Now comes back, and we've got an offside. Now they'll just say play on and Wonder, as Gomez did not try to play the ball. So the offside was not called. So it'll be a play for Wonder here. He slides it to the ground. We'll dribble it up. Now Gomez will pressure him. And it's up and away, down the middle. Twig flicks it toward Harvey. Back to Twig. Twig got a little touch. Goes outside, back to Harvey. Tried to turn his man. Couldn't quite do it, but it goes off of Ohio Wesleyan. Throwing for the Knights. Far side. Got subs here. 2 minutes to go. Siazu in for Kelvin. Will Har in for Ohio Wesleyan. Kilgallen coming out for Kelvin. And Culbertson out for Ohio Wesleyan. Another classic here between these two great rivals. Throwing far side of the field. They find Siazu. And we got an offside there on Harvey. $1:25 left here. Overtime number 1. One out of the air by Twig. Goes out of bounds far side. Throw in Bishops. Again, far side Knights. Bowser trying to get there. Bowser wins it. Towards Siazu.
1 minute remaining.
1 minute left. You can hear the public address there. Here's Neuenhuis being pressured tightly by Calabrese. Akantate back to Venandel. Got his feet caught up in the turf. Be a throw-in for Ohio Wesleyan. Look out, Ohio Wesleyan on the counter. It's Gomez, 30 seconds left. Look out. Here's Gomez. Centers it through the middle. Trying to track it down, Ohio Wesleyan. Twig backtracks. On the carry is Will Haar. 20 seconds left. Siazu. To Shaw. To Siazu. 10 seconds left. Takantade, and it will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. And we'll head to overtime number 2. So we'll put 3 minutes for an in-between. 3 minutes. And we can hit start. Yep. And then we'll go with 10 when we start it up again. Yep. So another 10 minutes will go up on the clock. All tied up, 3-3. See, Ohio Northern and Hope, they are still scoreless. 3:19 left in the first overtime there. And Holland, 0-0. So I would suspect that Kelvin will get the kickoff for this overtime. So Ohio Wesleyan started with the ball to open overtime 1. I do not see any substitutions here. Coach Souders exhorting his troops on. Just below me, the Ohio Wesleyan coaching staff just had a little powwow, and now Coach Martin talking to his squad. I think the biggest message by both teams, coaching staffs, is do not lose your focus. Do not let fatigue take over your mind here. You got 10 minutes of overtime. Play hard, but remain mentally focused. And yeah, when you are through 100 minutes of action on back-to-back nights of soccer, legs have got to be awfully weary, and both teams played very rugged, hard games last night. So it's not like either team had a breeze last night. Although they did not go overtime, but we'll see who's got the most left in the tank. You can just hit stop and then just set to 10. Ready to go, overtime number 2. Is there overtime magic for one of these teams? Kelvin will have the opening kick. Sam Twig in the circle. The center circle. He'll play back to Mason Smith. Near side Bowser. Kilgallen, who checked back in. So that's one sub that did come back in. He's got fresh legs. Here's Twig. Got bumped off the ball. And we've got a foul called. I think he was on the ground too long. Number 23, Ethan Berkovitz. I think that's Berkovitz. So I think that's dangerous play, perhaps. Well, no, the foul is actually, so it must have been a delayed advantage call there, because the kick by Harvey is going to take a little bit to the right of where Berkovitz was down with the ball. So it must have been something on Twig. Into the box. Trying to get there, nobody there. Over the end line. Mahumaza was trying to get underneath that one and could not. It's a pretty heavy line of defenders there for Ohio Wesleyan right now on the back line. You have to think if you're Ohio Wesleyan, if you can go up to Michigan and come out with a weekend of a win and a draw on the road, you've done pretty well. If you can come out with 2 wins, you are ecstatic. If you're Calvin, a win and a draw wouldn't be bad, but boy, you sure love to take care of home field advantage and get 2 wins against big-time regional opponents. We shall see. Knights on the attack. Neuenhuis to the feet of Kilgallen. Far side, drops it to Harvey. Or was that was Akantate. And the ball goes over the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Knights. That was Twig down there. So Mason Smith out to take the corner. He bends it in. It's a good one. Going up high, Van Andel. Goes back to the far post. No one there. Ohio Wesleyan clears it out. Berkovitz clears it up. On the sideline, and that's Neuenhuis. Here's Bowser. Looking on the dribble. Trying to cut inside. On the carry. Who touched it last? Ohio Wesleyan did. Another corner. Mason Smith. Once again. Just gonna probably try to curl it in on a wet turf. A specialty play on a corner is going to be difficult. And they do bend it in. A little sidewinder. Harvey backtracking, headed it, but had nothing underneath it. Look out. Here comes Ohio Wesleyan the other way on the counterattack through the center. Racing for the ball is Akantate, and he plays it back to Wonder, the keeper. And he just booms it up over midfield. Brady West underneath. Getting there is Kilgallen, and he is hit from behind. A foul. Quickly, the Knights on the restart. Here we go, Akantate. And he is fouled from behind. And stop the clock. Stop, yellow card. To number 5, Brady West will get the yellow card, I believe. So Harvey will take the free kick. Knights have had some opportunities here in overtime number 2. Couple of corners, couple of free kicks, but really haven't created much off of any of them as far as a scoring opportunity. That's a good ball, though, up toward Van Andel. Heads it far post, and the keeper is there. Nice play by Mason Taylor. He read it well and secures it down. Brady West up the near sideline, and he's got his man, Will Haar. He'll center it through the middle, far side, and it's going to go all the way out of bounds on the wet turf. Throwing Knights. We will have a sub for Ohio Wesleyan when they are able to. Looks like Landon Kuhn sliding to the turf, and I think it was Chris Shaw. Look out, here comes Gomez. Gomez with a burst of speed. Gomez, edge of the box. Van Andel got a piece of it, and missed his man, Akantate. Look out, Ohio Wesleyan, and Mason Smith steps up in front and prevents a shot. Here's a sub for Ohio Wesleyan. Landon Kuhn coming back on. Checking out. Ethan Berkovitz. 5:20 to go. Up toward Gomez. Hector Gomez, Neuenhuis. Clears it out of bounds. Looks like we got a German Shepherd out there on a leash, but part of the fan base here. Off of Ohio Wesleyan, throw in Calvin right in front of that German Shepherd. Out of bounds, throw in Knights. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left. And we got Oliver Akantate down. So clock will be stopped. And when you have gone hard through a long game like this, you lose a lot of fluids, and it's hard to keep those muscles firing. Just say that in general. So Luca Siazu comes on, I believe, for Akintade. Who has played awfully hard in this game. Free kick by the Knights. Siazu goes up. Couldn't get there. Kilgallen over to Shaw. Try to go near side to Twig. Nothing there. Kelvin, student body, all up on their feet. Far side of the field. Throwing for the Knights. Out of bounds. Throwing. Kelvin again. Neuenhuis. Up toward Siazu. Trying to get there. And he goes down, and it's a throw-in for the Knights. Ball's cleared out by Ohio Wesleyan. I think that was Neuenhuis on the throw. Shaw trying to turn, lost it. Good man marking there by Ohio Wesleyan. Getting a little tongue-tied here myself. Under 4 to go in overtime number 2. Free kick, one out of the air by the Knights, up to Siazu. Trying to get there is Kilgallen, outside to Harvey. Right in front of the Ohio Wesleyan bench. He's got a defender on him tightly, to Bowser, to Smith. Smith left foots it. Try to find Sam Twig. Twig is going to play aggressively there. He gets the ball back. Play continues. Wow. And here comes Ohio Wesleyan. Look out. Through the right side. Jagger Brooker. Through the box, and he just missed his target. His runner there was Franklin Rodriguez. Good counterattack by Ohio Wesleyan. Wonder was there, though. 2.5 to go. And overtime number 2 up to Siazu. Trying to get it to Shaw. That's Gomez. Left foots it through the middle. Intercepted by Kilgallen. Oh, to Smith. Now Shaw. Mahumaza through the center toward Shaw on the turn. Right side. A little too much curl on it, though, and the keeper is there. Mason Taylor will take his time. 1:50 to go. Looks like Flower Day is going to come back on for the Knights if there is an opportunity. High, short punt. Over the head of, and it looks like Mason Smith got dragged down. Nothing called there. Look out, here comes Ohio Wesleyan the other way. They wanted a foul. Nothing there. Referee letting plenty of physicality go both ways here. Brady West to throw it in. Could have been a foul on both teams, to be honest, in that last sequence. Over the head of Bowser, Mahumaza. Bowser trying to turn. And it goes off of Ohio Wesleyan. Sub in. Flower Day is in. We had a little extracurricular. Got about a minute left.
1 minute remaining.
Stop it. The throw in. And we got a foul on Ohio Wesleyan. right at midfield. So perhaps one last launch into the zone, the attacking zone for Kelvin, and Mason Smith's going to take it. 40 seconds left. Smith will take his time, waiting for the Kelvin players to all get into the box. One last chance. Sends it up toward the box. Van Andel trying to get there. Harvey couldn't. It goes out far side. 20 seconds left. Throw in quickly to the feet of Neuenhuis. 15 seconds left. Left foots it. Through the center to Mahomazai. He's got a chance. Oh my goodness. Just couldn't get it squared away. He had a glorious opening there and just couldn't get a shot off, and we will end this game in a tie. Wow. That would have been something. We'll end this one all square. 3-3. The Knights move to 2-0-1. Ohio Wesleyan to 1-0-1. We want to thank the fans from both sides for listening to this broadcast. Just quickly, stats. 18 shots for Kelvin, 12 for Ohio Wesleyan. 8 saves for the Ohio Wesleyan keeper Taylor. 1 save for Kelvin's Daniel Wonder. Kelvin had 6 corners to the 3 of Wesleyan. 25 fouls for Ohio Wesleyan, 15 for Kelvin. That'll do it. Until our next broadcast, we say so long.